My name is Christopher Lane, and welcome to my presentation on my up-and-coming project titled The World of Student Living Costs and Housing. The concept of my project will be that of a documentary which focuses on the growing challenges students face with the rising cost of living and access to affordable housing. While much attention is given to tuition fees, many students struggle far more with everyday expenses such as rent, food, transport, and utilities. The film will highlight the personal experiences of students from different backgrounds, capturing their daily struggles and opinions through interviews and on-location footage. It will also feature expert insights from housing specialists to explore the broader social and economic factors surrounding this topic. I will look at three aspects of audience in my project. And first will be academic peers and education. This project is aimed at an academic audience including lecturers, tutors, and students who value critical thinking, structured argument, and evidence-based analysis. By focusing on student housing costs, I contribute to discussions around inequality and access to education, linking personal experience to wider social and economic issues. I will also look at policy and institutional stakeholders as an audience. While not policy focused, this project may interest stakeholders in student welfare and housing, such as student unions and university services. By presenting the lived realities of student accommodation, the work offers insight into affordability, well-being, and retention, highlighting areas that may inform institutional planning. I will also look at the general university community. The broader university community, especially current and future students, may find the project relatable. Though academically grounded, it remains accessible, aiming to reflect common struggles with housing and foster wider understanding of how these challenges affect the student experience. I also looked at audience and cultural research, and within the audience research, I looked at the National Student Accommodation Survey in 2025 from Save the Student UK, and it found with students the average cost of rent among those surveyed was £563 per month, with London being the most expensive region at around £812 per month for students. Parents also contribute an average of £224 per month towards student rent, and 36% of students have thought about dropping out of university due to the cost of rent. Within cultural research, I looked at the symbolic meaning of student houses. Cultural studies of student housing explore how shared flats, student halls, or student areas come to symbolize independence, adulthood, or freedom. But this symbolism often excludes students who live at home, commute, or can't afford to live with peers, framing them as less authentic students. Researchers have used Pierre Bourdieu's concepts of cultural and social capital to explore how students from different class backgrounds experience housing. For example, working class students may lack the networks or family support to secure good housing, while middle class students often have parents who can guide or financially support them. This research highlights how housing inequality reproduces class divisions in the university experience. One of the theories I could look at in influencing my project is Pierre Bourdieu's theory of social reproduction, which explains how student housing and living costs reinforce inequality in higher education. Students from wealthier backgrounds often have stable, comfortable housing that supports academic success, while those from low-income backgrounds may face stress, poor conditions, or long commutes. These challenges aren't personal failings but structural issues that limit opportunity, showing how material conditions like housing contribute to reproducing class divisions through education. Another theory I could look at to influence my project is Michel de Certeau's The Practice of Everyday Life, which highlights how people use everyday tactics to navigate and resist systems of control. In the context of student housing, this applies to how students cope with high costs and limited options through sharing spaces, subletting, or forming support networks. These acts reflect creative resistance, showing how students maintain agency within restrictive housing conditions. I also looked at inventive approaches to developing audience relationships for my project, in the form of photo diaries, which can invite students to document their living conditions through photographs over time. These images can be presented as a visual diary or digital gallery, allowing audiences to engage with authentic, personal perspectives. This creates a more relatable and emotionally resonant connection to the topic. Also, with interactive maps, in which you develop a physical or digital map that displays student accommodation areas, average rent prices, access to transport, food stores, and libraries. Viewers can explore differences in cost and quality across regions, encouraging reflection on inequality and accessibility. Also, with soundscapes, which collect ambient audio recordings from a variety of student housing environments, noisy halls, quiet bedrooms, shared kitchens, or even student protests. These immersive sound elements can be used in installations or paired with visuals to evoke atmosphere and mood. Thank you for watching.